Okay, we're starting our session for today, mastering the powers of the internet and how to work exclusive information. And one of the things I'd like to help everyone with is learning some of the new apps that you can put on your phone. This is an app called, everyone that has a mobile phone, the Evernote.com app is something used by all people in the world. And you'll notice that I have it on my computer down here. If I was to click on Evernote, you'll see how it pops right up. I have all of these different ideas and shortcuts going on here. And the beauty of all of this stuff is that you can put all of the notes that you want in your Evernotes, and you can keep track of all kinds of things. Notes, web
How do you call this
files.
app
It's
again?
called Evernote.com. It's one of the most used items on the internet for phones, and it can go on your computer, and it can also go on your mobile phone. So it can be on both. And that's the beauty of it, is it can keep track of everything in life, ideas, files. I even keep notes such as articles in newspapers. In fact, let me just show you how I can be on my phone, and I think I've got some articles on newspapers here. Let me see how I get the latest ones going. Business, travel, ideas for industry promotion, subject lines. Where did I put it here? Website builder. This was a pretty nice looking little website that I can get ideas from. How to live to be 100 years old. This is an article that I just read yesterday, and I'm saving it in my Evernote file. The secret to successful aging. There's a gentleman that's 115 years old. Isn't that amazing? So articles, winters, the reasons why, San Diego, Realtors. I have all these different articles that I've saved. And I save all of this in Evernote, and it's just a way to collect thoughts and ideas and everything. It's just a fabulous thing. Every single person in real estate should have a copy of this Evernote.com website. And okay, and KeyPass is a place where you can actually save all of your passwords. And I use that because I have like over 100 passwords. And the beautiful part about it, you click on it, and when you log into keypass.info, you can click on the place that you're trying to log in, and it'll automatically put it in for you. Dropbox is another very, very important one. We're recommending that everybody have that, because if I was to, say, lose my computer today, or it dropped on the floor and crashed, literally every single file is available in Dropbox. So there's my Dropbox folder down there, way down at the bottom right corner. But if I was to, let's say, go onto my computer, you're going to notice that I have all of my files in Dropbox. So if my computer got lost, all of these files are in Dropbox on the computer. It's almost like a cloud. It's like something in the cloud. Cloud is just simply another device on the internet that's storing things for you, is what the cloud is. And I can literally connect to that. And actually, I can be, if I was in a presentation and lost my computer or it broke, I could go on somebody else's laptop. I could go log into Dropbox and go right to the file that I was looking for on my original computer, and I can actually present it right away. Very important. And if I was to ask you right now, if you were to lose your computer, if your computer was to break, would you be in trouble?
Yeah.
In other words, if you're going to be in trouble, then you should use Dropbox. That's what I use to keep all my files on. And then I don't even sort of back up things. I just put them all in Dropbox because they're instantly available, and I don't even have to restore them. When you move the Dropbox folder to your computer, it'll reload them onto your computer. And that's really good. Magic Jack, Skype, and WhatsApp. I use these all the time. I use the WhatsApp all the time to talk. Mostly I'm using it on a personal basis, that particular one. But the Magic Jack and Skype allow you to call worldwide absolutely free. There's ways to do that, or at ridiculously low kind of prices to make long distance phone calls. However, if you have, and you should all write this down and be taking notes as we go through here, everyone should get themselves a USB headset and microphone. They're available at Staples for $35 to $40, at Best Buy and whatnot. And you can also get it at Walmart for as little as $19 to $25, a USB headset and microphone. And when you plug it in, I'm talking to you through a USB headset and microphone, and it's almost Bell Canada quality sound. Now, if the internet trips out from time to time, that's the reason it might not work because of that. Okay,
What about the work? You missed the one, the Workspace Macro Pro.
Oh,
What is
the
this?
Workspace Macro Pro. It's a little tricky to kind of learn to use. However, if you're doing a lot of repetitive things, in other words, let's say you're going to Kijiji and you're sending out an email to everybody and would like more information on this property, because all of our people are able to get the FSBO information and work it through ICI World. You could be sending the same repetitive chore that you do on your computer. Instead of having to type out a paragraph, you can invoke the command like the Alt key and something else, and bingo, it will automatically put in the paragraph that you wanted to type. So it can just repeat things for you very nicely and very easily and save you a lot of time. Inman.com is a marvelous...
And you're saving them there as files, or
yes,
how do I save?
they're actually saved as a macro. It's sort of like you save a paragraph, and they're actually saving paragraphs that you give the name for, and it saves them all for you.
Great.
Then,
this is a good one.
We need that. You're right. And let's say you're always putting in your signature file. You might have Alt S, and bingo, your signature gets typed right on the screen. Name of your company, the address, the phone number, the website address, the email address, and maybe a nice saying, everything we touch turns to sold. All of that kind of stuff you can be putting in one little thing that all you got to do is Alt S, and bingo, it types it all for you.
We can also have some clauses that we are writing all the time, like for the offers.
You can also do clauses as well. You're right. Good point. And there's lots of different uses for these things, so that's good ideas that you have there. Let's move on. Search Inman.com for apps. You can go to other services, and the reason I chose Inman is because it specializes in real estate salespeople, articles of interest on national and international scene, but specifically when anything to do with helping real estate brokers succeed in the marketplace. They've got a lot of wonderful articles, and they also have apps at their place. Finding the iPhone is another app you should have on your phone, because if you ever lose your phone, you can end up finding it very quickly. I've done it twice where I've lost my phone, and I found it very, very quickly. And because you can actually...
Even if you don't share a location?
Well, you know what happened? I lost my phone one time, and I didn't know where I lost it. I didn't know if I left it at the office, or I dropped it in a variety store, or I left it in a car. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find my phone. I looked around for 2 hours, and then I said, oh, why don't you go to the Find the iPhone? And I found it was in the same building that I lived in. So I went through my apartment, and I couldn't find it. And I says, it's got to be in the building, because the phone was still on. So I went down, and when I walked in to talk to the superintendent, she says, are you looking for something? Sure enough, she had the phone. When I had been carrying a bunch of groceries and a bunch of things up the stairs, the phone had dropped out of my pocket, and I didn't hear it because it was on a carpet. And somebody turned it into her, and that's where I noticed where the phone was, and I went down and found it right away. So if you lose your phone, you're able to kind of track it down. Now be careful. If somebody ever steals your phone and you track it down, you better be careful to confront the owner. There was one person that happened to, and when they confronted the person, they got into a fight, and there was a terrible result from that. Another person called the police and says, listen, I know where the phone is. It's in that building. And so the police went with that person to that building. They actually found and went up to the second floor, and they found the guy that had the phone. But just as they were going in the door, the guy threw it out the window. But it just so happened there was somebody, another policeman, out the back of the window, and he saw them throw the phone out the window. So you can see how you can track the phones down if you have it. Speedtest.net is a very, very good one. Now I'm going to actually demonstrate it, because this can be a problem. I told people about speedtest.net, and I'm telling you now, do not click on anything else except what I'm going to show you. I'm going to demonstrate speedtest.net, and you're going to see it says click to run on Adobe Flash Player. There's a little triangle in the middle. Do not click on any of all these other things on the page because they'll end up sending you all kinds of stuff, and next thing you know you get pop-up ad screens and everything else. But I'm going to click on this Flash Player in the middle of the screen, and this is what you should see on your screen when you do your speed test. And when I click on that, what's going to come up? It's going to examine the speed of your internet connection, and you'll notice that my internet connection has a download speed coming up of 65 megabytes per second. And I'm going to give you the minimum. You should write this down on a pad of paper. The absolute minimum for download should be 5 megabytes, and the absolute megabytes minimum upload should be 0.8 megabytes. So mark that down. 0.8 megabytes upload is the minimum you should have on your computer, and 5 megabytes download is the minimum you should have her down. Anything less than that, you either have to get them to fix it or get another service provider. And you notice in my case, I have about a 9.56, almost 10 upload speed megabytes per second, and I have 65 download megabytes per second. So you can tell your internet service provider that. Now, I happen to be on cable, and I did upgrade and pay an extra $5 or $10 a month, I forget, per month to get a little bit faster speed. But, and if you've got anything less than what I mentioned before, then you definitely have to ask them to either fix it, or you can pay an extra $5 or $10 and it'll get upgraded, because you should be able to click on a button, just like I clicked on Google just now, and have it come up instantly. If it's not coming up very, very quickly, then time is money and you're losing money. On speedtest.net, that's the one that a lot of people that fix computers, they use that to measure speeds all around the world. Now, we also have some apps in ICI World in the Resource Center. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I have a question. My upload speed 3.66.
Yes, sir.
Download is 45. My download speed is 45. The upload is 3.66.
Okay, so that's acceptable.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so that's acceptable and that's good. But I get people here that have less than 5 and no more than 0.8, and they're so slow, and it's so painful when I see people that are not taking advantage of the speed of the internet and how it can work for you. So we mentioned that in passing to make sure that you at least be able to click and get a response fairly quickly. And what to do if you don't get it, you call your internet service provider and give them those measurements which I've given to you. And if you're a member, you can give us a call. We'll go over these measurements again for you. Now, the snipping tool in Windows, you'll see how it has here snipping tool on the screen. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just watch this. I'm going to type in SNIP, and you're going to see that there's a snippy tool comes on the screen. There it is. So theoretically, if I wanted to snip something, I could click on New, and I could grab this window, and bingo, look at that. I just snipped that tool, and if I want to save it, I can go to File, Save As, and I could give it a name for something, but I'm not going to save it. That's called a snipping tool, and that's another nice little feature of an app that you can do. Actually, this is more for the computer, actually, when I think about it. A snipping tool in Windows is very, very handy. Now, this tool here, Snagit, is another nice tool that I can particularly like. I save it right here under Snagit, and watch what I'm going to do. You'll see a little red thing come up on the top. I can also grab this stuff here if I wanted to and capture the screen, and I can save this and put it into documents. So whatever you want to save, whether it's pictures, in fact, it can do pictures absolutely beautifully. In fact, if I get out of here, I wonder if I can just bring up a picture someplace of, yeah, okay, I'll bring up a picture and I'll show you what you could do. Let's just do it right now. Let me open up a separate window, and I'm going to go to a place where you can buy pictures, shutterstock.com. And the reason you want to sometimes buy a picture for your website is so you don't get into trouble with, now what is this? I think this is okay. I'm used to doing that one. I come here all the time. I'm going to type in Toronto skyline. Say I wanted the Toronto skyline on the front page of my website. What we're going to do is you can buy the picture, but I want to show you how you can use that snipping tool from ICI World. I could actually go up here, and I could actually go here and copy this photo right there. Okay, and you could use that picture if it was another picture that you wanted to use. Be careful of copyright infringement. I'm repeating it again. Over the last 20 years, we've had 7 people that were sued by, we call it a frivolous attempt by people to make money from you, but they can scare the heck out of you, and a lot of people settle and pay them $700 or $800 for using a picture off the internet. So you want to be careful about copyright infringement. But I'm showing you how quickly you can be snipping a picture, and you can change sizes. You can go to image, and then you can resize things, resize the image, and you can make it any size that you want to and fit it into a document or a presentation or a listing presentation, etc. And that's called Snagit. I'm going to exit that now and close this. And I can close. And this is another place where you can buy photos for different things. So if you want a picture of, say, an office building, and you want to put that, you can pay by the photos, for instance. So for instance, if you wanted a photo like this, you click on it, and you're going to notice, I'm going to try to click on it, and you're going to notice that I have a program that I submit to there, and I bought 200 photos over the last long while, because sometimes I'll use a photo once or twice, and sometimes, but they're about $10 or $11. I would use the small one, and you'll see the size of it is 500 pixels by 333. I don't really use any pictures bigger than that. These larger ones cost more money. But I've been using the small ones, which average between $9 and $12, $11 or $12. And then that way you can use this picture for your use. They do have licensing provisions which you have to adhere to. But basically, once you have the picture, you have the legal right to use that picture, and nobody can sue you for copyright infringement. So that's another couple of tools there that you can end up using. Okay, 88 things on Google. In fact, you know something, you can't see it, but let me see if I can bring this back and show it to you, because it's really very interesting. 88 things on Google. Here they are. If you want, you can actually mark that down. There it is. Get dot. Now it's HTTPS, people. That's the address right there. You know something, I'm going to put this in the chat window for you, so the people that do attend this session, you can actually pause this video at any time if you're listening to it later, because we are recording it for later use. But I'm going to actually go into the chat window, and I can paste it there for everyone that's attending today's session. And you're going to get a whole bunch of wonderful ideas from Google. And I've sent that through you into the chat window. Getting tips from Google. What do you see in this particular screen? Well, if we were to go down the screen, you'll see type your voice in over 40,000 languages. Can you imagine that? 40,000 languages typing your voice. Okay. Google app, know when places are open or closed, never lose contact. They've got all kinds of wonderful things here. And then you just go on more tips, and you'll see there's 10 tips to get a fresh start online. Online safety, by the way, is very big. As a matter of fact, I'm going to click on that. It's so important. Say goodbye to drive 10 tips and viruses and everything else. It's going to give you all kinds of good things to be careful of people trying to take advantage of you. In fact, I'm just going to type this in now, iciworld.com/security. If you could actually type that in on a pad of paper right now and go view this on your own time, iciworld.com/security, and I'm going to press enter. These are all the things that you should be careful of on a computer. For instance, there's a password test here, which if you were to take a password test, and you can see that if you put in numbers like, I'm going to not hide it, but a lot of people will put in 1, 2, 3, 4. That's only got a 4% score for a password test. But if you put in the name John Smith, let's say some people want to put in a name, maybe John Smith, that's only 10%. These are terrible, terrible passwords that you're doing. So, but if you all of a sudden put one of these as a capital letter, let's say we put John with a capital letter, it jumps to 32%. If you use like a minus or a dollar sign, I'll put a minus sign, it jumps to 65%. If you did a dollar, say a dollar sign, jumps to 81%. And then if you maybe did another capital letter there, 84%, and then maybe, you know, like a plus sign, or 98%, maybe a minus sign or something. I'm just giving you an idea how you can, by putting certain characters into your password, you can make it very, very strong just by putting capital letters and using some of the articles along. In fact, I didn't even use a number yet either, which I could have done, and maybe just put in a number 1, and all of a sudden it jumps up in another 2 or something. There you go. So that would be like 100% score, very, very strong. So that password test, you can find it on iciworld.com/ and just type in the word security. You don't need all the rest of this, because I've got it set up that it'll automatically kind of go to it. And I might make that available in different ways in the future to make it easier for you. Now, the other thing is, and I'm not going to cover it, but you'll see something here called a phishing test. If you don't know what phishing is on a computer, it's almost like not knowing what a stop sign is on a car. You can be in a very dangerous situation. You've got to know what phishing is. I'm not going to give it to you, the answer. I'm going to let you come here and explore this, because there's a Microsoft Security Center here. There's anti-spam legislation, anti-fraud centers, and you can read articles on different things, and you can actually see videos here on things where people have been, it's called a sting operation by ABC Television News, or NBC News, one of these newspapers or television programs. Where is it here? It's down here someplace. There it is, ABC television documentary. Here is the confession of one scam artist. Let's make sure this is still working. I'm going to actually play it on the screen. And this is a video for some time ago, and it's taking time to load. I don't know if it's an issue or whether it's no longer available. But I'm not going to stay here and wait for it, because it was a very good video, actually. I'm going to go back and let me just try it one more time. Confessions of a Scam Artist. It looks like it's no longer available. Now, if you can't find something on the internet, I'm going to show you how to find things on the internet. I'm going to actually copy this. Copy the link. I just want to copy that. And I know you could even go to YouTube. Watch this. I'm going to go to youtube.com. And I'm logged in. Anyways, I'm going to go there and I'm going to type in confessions of one scam artist. And here's a confession of one scam artist. How to spot a scam artist. Where it was ABC Television News. So that's not the article. Try ABC TV. Try that. Maybe that'll bring it up. Okay, so it looks like I'm having trouble finding that article. Maybe it's no longer available. But it was just a great article. It actually was somebody who confessed to being a scam artist, and it shows you all the problems that are going on the internet. Now, if anybody has any other suggestions, I certainly like to hear about them. You can send them to customer service at iciworld.com. Anything, questions that you have, and we can answer in future sessions that we're doing here. And this comes once a month. If you can't make it, you register. You will receive a copy of these recordings by email afterwards. Send it to your questions, and we'll try to address them in future sessions, to customer service at iciworld.com. Okay, let's move on. And we really do appreciate your suggestions. Now, Realtor.ca, there's another one. Now, I'm going to actually remove this. Skype, I'm going to remove that out because we've already covered. But I'm going to put ICI World in here. I was planning on doing that and I never had a chance to do it. But ICI World is also an app, and I'm just going to click on that and save it. And so you see how I'm working with PowerPoint to keep all our ideas in a formatted pattern so that they come up. But Realtor.ca, every realtor should have that. You can be in your car and driving with your customers, and they see a house across the street and say, oh, geez, I like that house better than that one. And then you can actually look it up in your car and say, oh, that one is another $200,000 more. And that rules that house out right there in the car. Instead of having an unanswered question when you're with people, you can be looking up stuff right in your car. And the bottom line is that you want to give good service.
But if you just Google the address, this listing will pop up from Realtor.ca, so it doesn't matter.
Well, that's true. However, if you use the Realtor.ca, it's got all the houses right in a row, all and around the corner, street corner. If you drive around the corner, it might have that house on it right away as well. So both ways can work. You're absolutely right. And but Realtor.ca is just, I found it very handy if you're showing customers and you're driving around in a car to kind of look at things, right? But in your case, you have a special website. The people that are with ICI World, because we've got special links for you where people can actually go to your website and search as well. You want to make sure that people search everything so you don't miss anything. You want to search the MLS and you want to search the exclusive listings as well. I'm not going to go through some of these other ones. I'll leave them on the screen. You can check them all out on your own time.
What, just one, can you say just 2 words about this floor planner? What is this?
I'm going to have to let you research that on your own time, because we could actually open up any one of these
Like
and
the
then go
staging
into it. And I think
side?
maybe what I'll do is I'm going to maybe bring that up for the next session when we go there another time. I'd like to do a little research on it first before I go into it, because I haven't been there for a long time on that particular one. But these are suggestions that other brokers have used for their residential real estate business. And by just simply giving it to you here, you can look it up in Google just like you want to look up an address, and then go there and learn about that program and help you there. But I'm taking up a lot of extra time on these apps right now, and I sort of want to get moving along, if that's okay with you. And then maybe we can address the floor plan in a subsequent session, if that's okay with you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. I do, however, want to take the opportunity of the app that we have on ICI World. And we have two. We have an app, and we also have what is called a shortcut to the mobile website. There it is right there, iciworld.mobi. And I'm going to call this 3-second to networking. 1 second was to click on iciworld.mobi. I press enter and bingo, it comes up in a second. So if you have this on your phone as a shortcut, and you can mark this down, iciworld.mobi, you simply open up the browser on your telephone, on your handheld device, whatever it might be, and open up Safari, open up Google Chrome, open up the internet, and you type in iciworld.mobi, and it's going to bring this up on the screen. Now the beauty of this is once you have it on the screen, that's once you're going to make a shortcut. And when you make the shortcut, that means you can just click on the shortcut and it's going to open up this screen on your mobile phone. And then if you're interested in residential, you click on residential. That would be the second. So 1 second to open it, 1 second to click on residential. And if you click down here on search database, that's 3 seconds, and you've got literally the latest residential listings coming on the screen. Now, if you want to search by city, what you would do is simply click on the business area, whatever area you're located in. I'm just taking this as an example, and I'm making choices here for Greater Toronto, and I can pick a city, and theoretically, if it was Markham, I would choose Markham, and I would go down to the bottom and search the database. Now, if I was to go up to the top here and click on this Markham Ravine and click on it, you'll see that it was just put in. Now, we're doing our seminar, the one you're listening to today, November the 4th. By the way, every single seminar that we've done since the beginning of time are placed, a lot of these seminars are placed on our YouTube educational channel. You can go to the educational channel, to the ICI World Inc. educational channel, and then you can actually see these videos online, past videos. They all apply right to this day. But here's a case of an exclusive listing that is not on real estate boards, and that's what ICI World really specializes in. It's really the exclusive listings. Yes, all of the brokers advertise their MLS listings, but most brokers only have 0, 1, or 2 listings. Whereas in the terms of exclusive opportunities, today's session is going to be teaching you how you can have 15 opportunities to make money. Yes, every single person that can hear this video can have 15 opportunities working on the internet that everyone can end up triggering a lead for you, and you can make a lot more money this next year sometimes than you can just on a real estate board. Real estate boards are fabulous. They're the best service in the world for marketing real estate, because in the olden days, people used to take a house that was for sale, write it down on a piece of paper and bring it to the hardware store and post it on a bulletin board. But today, with the advent of the internet and with all services, you know, you can go to the MLS and you can post, get a signed listing and post it. But in a lot of cases, brokers and salespeople, the customer says, I don't want to give you a listing, but if you bring me in a buyer, I will pay you a commission. We're going to show you how to work that in a proper, competent fashion that is compatible with your licensing bodies, and we're going to be doing that today. And we'll get to it as quick as we can here. But you'll see that there's an exclusive listing here that's not on a real estate board, and it's available here for $2.6 million. You can actually be seeing that, and you can check the latest listings for your city. It's literally 1, 2, 3 seconds, and if you want to choose a city, then you can actually choose a city for a couple of more seconds. And then if I was to close that and go back, and I was to click on commercial keywords, for instance, if you have an investor and let's say they want to buy an apartment building, they can choose, let me just show you all the different various categories. Residential is right here if you want residential, but I'm going to choose apartment buildings, and then you can choose the haves or the wants, and I'll choose the haves just for fun. We do not delete listings for 5 years, so it's up to you to choose how far back you wish to search. In the case of apartment buildings, the buildings are still there even 1, 2, 3 years ago. The people are still around, hopefully, if they haven't died, God willing. And then you can still contact these people with a view, because they're the ones that are doing business today in the real estate business. It's possible they have contacts for other buildings. So ICI World is literally a networking service that identifies people that do business in certain price ranges and categories. And you can talk to them about, do they have anything else? If you have a buyer for a certain kind of building, you can contact people with older listings and see if they've got anything, and plant the seed, people. Plant the seed. Let them know what you're looking for, because 2 weeks from now, if you have a good relationship with them, they can end up calling you back and say, listen, why don't you come and show this property? So it's all about networking. You can pick the area that you're looking in, but what I want to do is just go down to the sort on field and change this to price. And you can see that right away we're sorting the apartment buildings by price, and you'll see them all sorted here. And the beauty of this is all you have to do is click on one of these. You give this particular person a call. You'll see it's another exclusive listing, not on real estate boards. And you give this gentleman a call, make an appointment, go sell this property. Now, the beautiful thing about this, if the property is, say, only a 4% commission, that could be in the area of, let me see, 5% would be $90,000, and if it's 4%, $72,000, split it in half, $36,000 to the listing broker, $36,000 to the selling broker. Now, if you don't want to sell this property, but you have an inquiry off your website, because you can end up having this listing on your website, we have special widgets that are supplied for every single broker in the world that has these listings that are not on real estate boards. You can have them on your website in a way that people have to call you. So you can actually get the call on this listing, because when it's on your website, we don't let people click on that message number. That means people have to call you on that very same property. And so you're going to get a call, and they're going to say, listen, I'm interested in this property 343032. Can you help me? And you should be saying, yes, I can help you. I will have someone call you back. And then you are going to get a hold of that broker who's got that property. So you're going to click on that. You have access to it because you'd be a member. And then you can call this gentleman, Jim, and say, Jim, I've got a lead for you. Is a 25% referral commission okay with you? You say absolutely, because he's going to get the full listing commission and 75% of the selling side. That means that you could make 25% of I forget, it was $36,000, which is $9,000 for doing a 5-minute referral. Now, if you have these listings on your website, you have a chance to make that kind of money. If you do not have these on your website, you have no chance to make any money.
How you put them to the website?
Okay, so what we're going to do is we have a gentleman online that actually has them on his website, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to Ravindra. Ravindra, are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I'm going to show your website, Ravindra, if you could show your screen. And these widgets go on every single website maker in the world. And there's over 30 website designers in, I know, the Greater Toronto area that do website. You got to show your screen, Ravindra. Click on that. Thank you so much. And there's all kinds of different websites company. This is just one website company. If I was to go down to the bottom of the page, hang on one second. Oh, I can't do
Whom
the
you
mouse.
using, Ravindra?
Go down to the bottom of the page, please, Ravindra. Go to the very bottom of the page. And you'll see the website company way down at the bottom. It's a Craig Proctor website. Do you see that? Success Website Solution.
Yeah.
Okay, now go right back to the top of the page, please, Ravindra. Okay, so in other words, what we do is we will send you the instructions by email. You simply forward that email to your website designer. Now, we suggest that you have two buttons up at the top, one called residential and commercial. Can you move your mouse over them? For some reason, my mouse is not working on your computer. Can you move your mouse over? Can you see my mouse moving on your computer, Ravindra?
No.
No? Okay, can you?
Moving on mine.
It's moving on yours. Okay, so if you notice down here, Ravindra's got residential and commercial pops up. These are the listings that are coming from ICI World. Now, can you click on residential mostly exclusive, please? And you're going to see the residential listings pop up on his screen. And can you go down and click on Toronto, please, Ravindra? These are all from ICI World. And when you click on it, bingo, what comes up are these listings. Now, here's the big deal. If somebody inquires about one of these listings, they are going to try, click on that one that says $3 million for the Toronto beaches, please. Toronto, $3 million for Toronto beaches. It says exclusive listing. Now, you try to click on that and you cannot do it. And so what's going to happen is somebody's going to try to click on it. They have no choice but to call Ravindra. And if you notice, Ravindra's got his name. Now, do you see where you got please contact Ravindra De Silva there, Ravindra? You should put sales representative or broker right after your name.
So how you import that to your website?
Well, we simply send you the instructions and your website designer will do it.
Come again.
It's not the widget.
These are called the widgets. These are widgets. These
but
are
I
the
do
ICI.
have widgets. I mean, it's only showing my listings there.
Okay, well, we're going to have a look at your website here in a moment. How's that? And then we can check that out as well.
Yeah. Gary, you said after my name I have to put my...
yes, I would always put like sales representative, broker, or broker of record, whatever you are, and put that after your last name. And that's, again, you want to look at the advertising guidelines for whichever licensing body in any province or state that you're located in. This works for every state and every province in North America, in the United States and Canada. We have special widgets for Florida, California, Vancouver, Montreal, all of them. And I'm just showing the one actually in the Greater Toronto area at the moment. Okay, let's hit so click on commercial now up at the top, please, on your website, commercial. And you'll see the commercial listings come up. And let's click on Ontario Commercial Mostly Exclusive. Click on that. This is in addition to MLS. Every broker in the world should have MLS on their website, and Ravindra does. And if you don't have it, you should have it. But I'm going to go down here, and you're going to see the haves. Let's go by city. You see where it says search by city? And go ahead and choose, what city are you in, Ravindra?
Mississauga.
Okay, so choose Mississauga in your case. And click on search database. Now I'm letting you know that it is incumbent upon you to try to get your customers to try to go to your personal website and let them look through all these listings and go down the page. You'll see there's over 300 listings commercial in just Mississauga alone. And if somebody is interested in one of these, they have to call you. That's the beauty of having these listings on your own website. And people want a cost that's basically $40 per month or $319 per year to have these widgets working on your website. We do have a sponsorship program where if you sponsor someone, your renewal can become $240. And the new person joining, if they mention your name, can actually join for $240. So we do have some people that are contacting members in order to get them sponsored, and that's good. We don't have a problem with that. contact a member, get sponsored. You can actually join for $240 if you do. Okay, I'm not going to go up to the top, click on commercial again. There's other widgets that you can have. I'm not going to go into in more detail. I'm just trying to show one app. You'll see that there's a world commercial. Click on the world commercial. That's an interesting one because this is very, very similar to what you have on your phones from the apps from ICI World. If you go to the App Store or the Play Store, search for ICI World and install it. This is a major thing for you to, once you get it, you are 3 seconds away from searching. Go to the bottom and click on Search Database to the bottom of this form. And bingo, you'll see how fast the information can actually come up on the page. That's how fast. Now, the nice thing about this, if anybody sees this on your personal website, they cannot click on the numbers. They have to call you. Now, if you hit the back button once, and you know, there's lots of other choices here that people can do. They can search by business area. They can search by keyword. They can search by business category. There's all kinds of choices to search and sort in many, many different ways. Thank you, Ravindra, for allowing us to show that on your website.
Welcome.
Okay, that was very good. I appreciate that. Now I'm going to try to, let me see, how can I get us back to me here, back to our computer, and continue on. Here
Can
we
you
go.
take a look? Why don't they, what kind of, I have widgets that's showing only my listings there.
Okay,
My-
let's
my
go and try to make your, okay, let's have a quick look then at your, can you show your screen, Flora?
Are you
Go ahead.
seeing it? Yeah.
Nope,
Ah,
you
it
have
says
to
give
click
control.
on, that's the
Give
one.
control.
Yep. Give control and show your screen.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Now, hang on 1 second. I'm just going to make my screen a little bigger. Okay, so what you have is something down here called widgets. I'm going to suggest that you change, I'm going to suggest that you change that to the word exclusive.
Okay.
In other words, you just change it to the word exclusive so people can search the MLS and then they can search exclusive. And when I click on that, now your company has a different way of bringing up the listings. These are your personal listings that are on ICI World.
Yeah.
Right? And it's okay if you click on that because if they see this listing, your name is right there. There's your name. That's okay to have your name available. Let's go to the second portion down there. And instead of making different buttons on your website, they put it all into the one button. So if people want to search residential, and let's say they want to search Brampton, they can click on Brampton. We're going to click on that, and up comes the listings in Brampton. And people can go right to the price range of what they're interested in. And here's a good example of why ICI World can be important for every single broker and salesperson. In fact, people are telling me that they prefer surfing on ICI World over Facebook. I'm starting getting people telling me that. Because here's an example of a property coming for sale that's not on a real estate board, and it's here before it even hits the real estate board, and there it is, 650. So you'll get a call on that message number, Flora, and people are going to say, Flora, can you help me? I'm interested in number 334754. Can you help me? And you're going to say, I certainly can help you. I will have someone call you back. Let's go down a little bit further.
Yeah, okay. So is there a way to make few buttons out of one?
Yes, there is. And if you like, I will set a special appointment. In fact, I've been meaning to talk to the people of this website to maybe put them in separate buttons so that the full page of, see, the full page of information is not coming up here, right? You only get to see a little bit. You can only see this and that's it. And you have to scroll down here to see the rest. So I'm suggesting that yes, it would be better with having more buttons. I agree with you. Okay, and you also have the World Commercial button that comes up, so people comes in here. And you know something, if people are not getting leads from their website, it's either one of two things. It's either because maybe people can't see these listings. Maybe they don't know to scroll down like I do and click on.
Absolutely no, I don't know.
Okay, so you didn't even know. So then we really need to fix this. The the way they've been doing it with this website company, but I know these people, and I think I'll talk to them, and I'll use your website for the example, and then they can also contact you. I've had a meeting. Actually, I'm going to be going to all these different website companies to make sure they're installing them correctly, and they're all doing it because it's a win-win situation, because if you're generating leads off this website and making $50,000 and $100,000 a year because of the leads, then you're gonna always want to keep the website, so it's good for them. You see, we support all websites in the world. No matter which website company you have, we send you the instructions and they try to install them. Let's go down a little further and you'll see, I mean, would you like to have power of sales on your website? Well, you're going to have it. If you have these widgets from ICI World, you will have it. You will even have the FSBOs on your website. Look at this. These are coming in from the public, but again, the only people that can see these listings happen to be the members of ICI World only. In order to keep going with this presentation, we're going to have to kind of move along now. So yes, Flora, we're going to set an appointment. I'm going to make an appointment. We're going to talk after and work on fixing that all up for you. How's that?
Thank you.
Okay, and those are good questions that you're bringing up.
I just talked to them recently because I had to renew my membership too, because I signed up together to you and to them at the same time.
Okay.
And, but he's at NAR right now. This week they're all there, but next week they will be in town.
Okay,
the owner. But there is technical support. There are people that do that.
That's in Orlando, I think, this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just couldn't get down there. Okay, let's move along. We're going to move along a little quicker. Top CCIM commercial apps. I'm not going through those today. We usually go through just one or the other on each session because it just simply takes up too much time, and we're already at 12:01. We have 29 minutes left, and we're going to be skipping a lot of items. Each session that we go through, we highlight different portions so that our webinars, we try to make them a little bit different. They'll see a lot of similarities, but there are some differences. We're going to skip this, saving keystrokes for the rest of your life. You should have your favorites bar kind of working on your computer. You know something, I wonder if I should do that right now. This is a great, great tool that can save you keystrokes the rest of your life. Would you like to see it?
Favorites bar?
Yeah, I'm going to...
You showed me last time, I think.
Okay, all right. We're gonna do this in the next session. I think I'll do it in the next session. Everybody should have a favorites bar. Never should any one of our members ever have to type in another website address again that you visit on a weekly basis for the rest of your life. Put them all on your favorites bar.
That's a bookmark.
It's not a bookmark. It's a favorites bar, which is separate from bookmarks, and it's separate from all your bookmarks. Now, security on the internet, I've already covered that. You just type in iciworld.com/security. Everyone on the internet, including members and non-members, should actually get through that complete security feature. It's going to help you become more wiser in choosing passwords, knowing what phishing is, and learning all the scams that are going on the internet. The people today are getting smarter and smarter on the computer, and they're going to try to outwit you. And even sharp and smart people, in a lapse, sometimes you can accidentally click on something that you shouldn't have, and bingo, next thing you know, there's a keystroke logger on your computer, and people can be seeing what you're doing. So you got to be very careful. Never use the same password you use for any banking password. Always use a different one. Never use the same banking password for anything else, whatever you do, and keep it totally separate and private. Okay, cell phones. Let me see. We have a number of instructors who've worked with us over the years. I like to point them out because they're wonderful people. There's the information on myself as a broker as well. You can actually go to the website and click on our Facebook and the LinkedIn profile and see what we're all about. We've been brokers here for over 40 years. And we're designing the whole service from a broker's point of view, what works. We don't say that one thing is better than another. We say use them all. If you can use, these different services, use them all, incorporate them in your business. The big factor is the time. And the time on ICI World is really only two things. It's really to add and search listings from time to time. That's it. Add a listing from time to time. That's one thing. Search listings from time to time, that's another thing, and we've got it down to 3 seconds. If you have it on your phone, you can search. That means you can be networking worldwide with everyone, and then once in a while you're standing in line for a coffee, just click on ICI World, click on search database, and bingo, up comes the listings on your screen. It's that fast to get the latest, and if you want it by category, you can choose it by category. It takes about an extra 3 seconds to do that. So it's the ultimate in networking on the internet. We've worked long and hard to get it there, and it's taken literally 20 years to develop all of this stuff to get it down to a science to be that quick. Anybody that's not using it is sort of missing it out, because there are opportunities coming in daily. If people are wondering why they're not making money, they're missing opportunities, and if you search ICI World Daily, you'll get them. Instructor lineup, we have different people, wonderful professionals in the business who love teaching and love helping other salespeople. There's an example of some of them who are going to be doing our seminars from time to time. And we actually have people in Florida and other areas. In fact, if you're a potential instructor who would like to do a 2-hour presentation on our behalf once in a while in different real estate offices and also for real estate boards, etc., you can send us the information about yourself, a bio, and we'd just love to have you aboard. And then when we get seminars going on in your area, we start you out by maybe attending one of our seminars, 1 or 2 of our seminars, have you up doing a seminar with us, and then usually we find that every one of these instructors are ready to run with it. We supply you the PowerPoint and away you go. So if you can be a teacher or an educational provider, please let us know. We'd love to have you aboard. We have testimonials here. Now this is important from one point of view as far as I'm concerned. Everybody's here because they want to make money. Our time is very, very valuable. Your time is very, very valuable. And you want to be careful that you're not putting into all kinds of time and effort into something that just doesn't work. And so what we've done is we made special pages on the internet, and I don't know anyone else that has ever presented as many testimonials online to show that everybody can make money using this stuff if you do what we suggest. And I'm going to go ahead and click on testimonials here, and you're going to see the testimonials come up from literally hundreds of real estate members here doing deals. And these are all deals that were not done on a real estate board. These are deals that were done exclusive listings. So it's not just advertising your MLS listings here. We're going to be teaching you how to work exclusive opportunities. And here's a good example. Dorian Francis, who made some money working exclusive information. She spotted somebody that was trying to sell space for a church. She's a residential salesperson at the time and wanted to sell space for a church. And we teach how to ask 3 questions. I'm going to go through them quickly now, and then I'm going to review them at the end just before we finish here. But the first question is that you ask anybody that's trying to sell a property themselves privately, will you pay me a commission if I bring you a buyer? And virtually all FSBOs, residential and commercial, will say the same thing. Sure, you bring me a buyer, I'll pay you a commission. The second question is, will you sign a 48-hour exclusive listing to cover my showing? So you've heard it here, and you're all witnesses, everyone listening to this tape, that we're recommending that even though we have 30,000 opportunities on here, 75% of them are exclusive, not MLS. That doesn't mean that we don't put an agreement in place first before showing the properties or before divulging the address of the property or identifying the property. So in other words, if you simply say $1 million home, there's one more question that you have to also ask, and that is you ask that owner for permission to market it, but you tell them you're going to do it without the address. So there's 3 special questions. We're going to be showing you those a little later, and she did that to these people, and the people said yes, yes, yes to those 3 questions. So she put it on ICI World for $2.5 million, and she got 3 congregations interested in the facility for a church. And if you don't know how to write an offer on a church, don't worry. The lawyers will do it. Maybe your broker can help you do it. But somebody can help the purchaser, maybe draft up the offer, the lawyer, and they're the ones that draft it. But if it wasn't for Doran, those people would never have found that property. And so she ended up showing the property. She got 3 calls or different calls from different people, ended up showing it to one property and sold it for $2.4 million and made $54,000 commission. And just from a piece of information, it wasn't on a real estate board. All of these people here are showing you examples of exclusive information, and I'm telling you now, it's coming from me, Gary Nuska, ICI World. I've been doing this for 20 years. I'm like a little Alexander Graham Bell inventing this service for the industry, working with brokers, 1,000 brokers, and getting all the ideas from how can we be working information to help make money, and we've developed it, and the world still doesn't know about it. And I'm saying, oh my God, what are people doing? They're simply missing out. And the reason how we got into this is, as a CCIM, we would go to meetings at the Toronto Real Estate Board, and brokers would stand up and say, listen, my lawyer has got customers trying to sell a $3 million plaza. Has anybody got any buyers? Or somebody else says, you know, I have a buyer for this. These are all exclusive opportunities, a lot of cases not listed, but you put your agreements in place first before showing properties, and then protect yourself. And so this gives you an idea of how you can kind of be doing deals. And there's people here that I've just gone by. I've made over $250,000 marketing properties here, and every single broker and salesperson in the world can do this, and you're going to be providing one of the best services in the world on behalf of their licensed real estate brokerage organized industry to kind of present exclusive information to the public. It's best to have everything flow through the hands of a licensed real estate broker. That's why nobody can take advantage from fraud point of view, because brokers protect everybody kind of doing all this stuff. Okay, so that's another reason why I go through the testimony, so that you're not wasting your time. You can make money, and if you're not making money every 90 days or developing good leads, you must call us, because you are the one that's missing something. Now, the reason we're here today is we're very lucky, everybody in real estate, because of all the businesses that are on the internet. It is real estate that provides the highest return on investment, because just one lead can make you thousands of dollars. And it should be classed as an investment to join ICI World, not a cost, because as an investment, it's like getting a return on your money in the bank. You should be getting return on leads. You get one lead in 10 years, it just paid for a lifetime of services, and then some, even for 10 people, when by the time you figure out just $300 a year. And you can be generating leads. If you're not generating leads every 90 days, you must call us. You can be marketing properties all around the world doing this stuff. Put the leads on here, do referrals. If somebody calls you on a property that is out of your market area because of the listings on your website, because you have world listings on your website, what you're going to do is tell the people, I'll have somebody get back to you, phone that person in Florida that's got that property listed that's on your website that they couldn't click on, and you're going to say, I have a lead for you as a 25% referral commission, okay with you? And you put your regular referral agreements in place the way you would normally do. Profiles. Now, here's a good stat, especially this one down here from the National Association of Realtors, that literally only of all the FSBOs that are out there, only 9% actually ended up selling without an agent. So all the FSBOs that you see in your marketplace, and you go to Kijiji and you go to the for sale by owners, search the internet, you're going to find that every single one of those opportunities is an opportunity for each of you listening to this video here today. You can go to those people and ask them the 3 questions. Will you pay me a commission if I bring a buyer? Will you cover me with a 48-hour exclusive listing once I have a buyer? Will you give me permission to market your property? This is verbally, because they've already said no to a listing. But I'm going to do it without the address. You put it on ICI World. When people ask you for the address, you tell them in this particular case you have to put an agreement in place first. But if you like, I could show it to you on Saturday, and then on Friday you go get yourself a 48-hour exclusive listing. That's the essence of what we're doing here. What are the sources and what's going on here at ICI World doing this? Well, you'll see there's over 30,000 haves and wants. Now, some of the listings, in fact, a lot of the listings are over 90 days old. We leave them there for contact purposes. If somebody's looking for, let's say, a $5 million building in a certain area, and there was a listing on here maybe 3 or 4 years ago that's no longer available, the building is actually still there. The people are still there. The contacts for the people that do that kind of business in that marketplace, in other words, the people with the wealth in that area, are still contacted through the listings that are on our service. Go ahead, Flora.
No, you're right. I still have this banquet hall that's not not in a hurry to sell, but if the right person comes in, they're there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And you know what can happen too, Flora, is you can get a call on that banquet hall, and maybe he doesn't sell it, but you can get that buyer and go show another banquet hall and go make $50,000. And so these are the wonderful things that are happening here. These are all opportunities. I call it the ultimate in networking. There's nothing better and faster in the world.
Where is the general public seeing all that information?
Well, there's a couple of ways. First of all, we're recommending on your website that you should get all your 300, 400, 500 customers that you deal with. You should get your website onto every single one of those customers' phones that you have. So people should be searching your website for all of these listings. And we have over 2,000 brokers now that have these listings on their website, in addition to the 18,000 pages we have on the internet, in addition to the readership that we get from advertising on the front page of major
Okay.
magazines.
How do I
Read
do that?
100,000 people, and I'll go over with you on that. That's a subject of another seminar, which I'm so glad that
How
you
to
brought up.
promote the website?
How to promote your web. You just answered your own question. Very good. You're ahead of me already. Very good. And I'm going to show people how they can do that. When you go to iciworld.com, this is the page you're going to see. We're inviting every broker, every member to go to this for members page right here. And when you click on it, you go down here and you're going to see there is a YouTube educational channel. When you click on YouTube, the educational channel, every video that we've made that we put on YouTube are here. We do not remove them because every single one is applicable to this day, the same as the first day we were in business. It's applicable to this day. It's working as smooth as a baby's bum. I think Facebook should buy us, because people are telling me they like surfing ICI World for real estate opportunities rather than Facebook. They should be the ones buying us maybe someday. But anyways, you can see that you can click on all of these nice videos, and it explains how to make connections using information in the business. The other thing that you can do, just one moment, I'm going to come back to the for members, which is really what I wanted to show. I'm going to click on for members again and go down, and you'll see that there's some webinars here. There they are. Mastering the Powers of the Internet, that's the one here today, but it's totally changed for today's session from our regular sessions, just because we got into doing different things, and as long as we're learning, then we're going to do it. The next one is register for how to promote your website. Both of these come every single month. So when you register for one of these, you're going to notice that the dates come up, and you'll see the dates right into 2017. It'll be 18, 19, and 20. We're going to do them every single month, and we have special software that can have 10,000 people registering for these webinars, and you can all get a copy of it by email afterwards. It's incredible. So we're totally set up to handle the whole world to help everybody take advantage of this in terms of real estate. Okay, and registering for the webinar, how to promote your website, you just have to click on that, click there to register, and bingo, put in your email address, and bingo, you can register for these sessions. And again, you'll see that they come every single month. This is actually
Can I
one
ask
of
a question? Just
yes.
a very short question for the guy that is there.
Yes.
I forgot the name. Rivalda?
Oh, yes, Ravindra?
Ravindra,
Yes,
sorry.
Yes,
Can
go
I
ahead.
ask you a question, but just honest answer, okay? Does this Craig's website work for you and generates you leads the way they advertise themselves?
Yeah, it is.
It brings you good leads with
Yeah.
all those reports that are there.
Exactly, yeah. It works, and of course.
And then you're sending them the reports, and you're busy with sending reports, and then what's happening?
I don't send the reports. They do send the reports by automatically from the system itself.
Mm-hmm.
When I get the leads, I do call them back. So follow-up is most important in any business. So when you have somebody interested, so maybe they're just curious to know just right now, but they just start browsing. All these sort of people will be there in your basket. But
Cannot hear you very well. What?
there are people who are responding. See, your question was, am I sending the reports?
No,
Right?
I understand. It goes automatically. Yeah, I understand. And how much do you pay for that? $300 per month?
No, it is more than that.
More than that. It's about $1,000 to have the whole program, right?
It's not 1,000 for the website. I mean, they have different packages, so you will have to, yeah.
Okay, sorry, Gary, sorry.
That's okay. I'm going to also take the opportunity on your question to give you another answer for another question. I'm going to go to for members up here, and you're going to see a special tool that we have, and it's called mobile websites here. And you see that?
Yeah.
Now, I make a statement. We have one of the busiest booths at real estate trade shows, 2 and 3 people deep and 4 people deep. And one of the reasons people have trouble coming close to our booth is because we make a statement that you could have a $30,000 website, and it's not as powerful as the websites that we're supplying for $16.50. Now I'm going to show this to you, and I'm going to click here to see samples. So you can actually go to For Members, click on number 3, which is the websites, and you can see all these different websites coming up. Now you can see sample mobile websites from ICI World, and you can come down here and see all kinds of different samples, and I'm going to click on by website real estate company, and there's some, and there's sample real estate companies with ICI World widgets, and there they are coming down right there, and you'll see all the different ones. Now I'm just going to use this one right here for the moment, and I'll go right back to this one because I'm very familiar with it. You'll see that we have the residential and commercial. The reason why these websites are very powerful is because of the 3 major world networks. You've got Search MLS, people can search. We set this up. This is included in your membership. The complete design and setup of these websites is included. It's the hosting that is $199 per year. Websites are free for 30 days, and then after that, they're $199 per year. You divide it by 12, they're $16.50. So Search MLS, you're going to have it. In addition to that, you're going to have all of these other listings that are coming available from other people that use these websites, and you're going to see all these properties come for sale. And so people can see all these listings from other brokers who have agreed to allow these websites to be on your website, allow their listings to be on your website, sorry. And then you'll see, I call this the ultimate in marketing on the internet. Now watch this. This is a mobile website. In other words, if I was to make this a little smaller, you can see how people can see this on their phone. Isn't that beautiful? This is the ultimate in marketing on the internet, when you can have your website, people click on that and they can see these listings. They can search the MLS. They can search these homes in your area. So if this was Orlando or Texas or Houston, no matter where it is in the world, we can set up these special buttons for you to do that. Residential exclusives is the same way. These come from ICI World. If somebody clicks on one of these listings on your website, bingo, they can't click on that. They have to call you. You go show that property and make $50,000. That's exactly how it works. Now, if you don't have this stuff working, then no wonder you're not getting listings. The same thing for commercial, the same thing. So there's 3 major world networks: MLS, the one from the website company, and the one from ICI World. 3 major world networks of listings. And that's
web company, you mean this is exchange of pool of all agents that you have websites with, and they exchange the information with the virtual tours and all that.
That's correct.
So how is that different from MLS?
Well, MLS is, everybody should have MLS. This is MLS, right?
Yeah, but how this button is different from MLS if this information is already on MLS?
Okay, well, let's go to residential exclusives. Over 50% of these listings from ICI World are not on
here,
MLS.
Yes, but between the websites.
Okay, the website company, if I click on this, a lot of these listings are exclusive. They're not on MLS. That's number 1. Number 2, they're also displayed in a way that's a different way than what MLS uses, and it's another way for people to find listings. So you can actually advertise your listings. When you hand in your MLS listing, it automatically goes onto this website. It can be set up that way that it automatically goes on here for you. So there are some real estate boards throughout Canada and the United States that do not have a search MLS button, in which case the MLS listings can actually show up on this website. There's a way to do that. It depends on your real estate board. We usually like to explore with you your real estate board and what they're doing to serve you, and then whatever else the MLS is doing to help you get MLS onto your website. But there's a lot of exclusive listings that are going on here, and it's these exclusive listings that it's important to have, so that not only do you have MLS, but you can have exclusive as well. That's what the majority of real estate people are missing out at the moment, but we hope to solve that within the next year or two, getting everybody to get exclusive onto their websites.
How many like, is that information you can release? How many websites you have?
Well, there's over,
how many clients
I think there's as many as 300,000 real estate websites have been set up for real estate people, but the ones that we have personally worked with are in around 2,000, I believe.
2,000 websites.
Right. So when you post information, when you post
it's
information,
around this continent. right?
Yes,
It's
yes,
some in Canada, some in U.S.,
that's
not all of
correct.
them here.
That's correct.
Because if you
Here's,
go to the buyer, to the seller, you can tell them that your website, your property will be advertised on 2,000 websites.
oh, well, you can actually
That's
say that
pretty.
there's people from 138 countries that are viewing the information on a regular basis.
No, but that's a different story. That's like all over the world is one thing, but if you give a particular number of websites where it's going to be featured.
Yes, well, there's over 2,000 websites here that are being brokers throughout Ontario, etc. So that when you post the listing on ICI World, it instantly appears on all these other websites. There's actually over 18,000 pages that ICI World has throughout the internet as well, and plus we actually email your information out to the industry as well. This is an example how somebody else has residential and commercial on their website. So in other words, people can search the MLS right away, but they can also search all these other things as well. Okay, let's move on because I think we're going to have to just sort of jump through now. Let me close this and see if we can get on. And we're going to kind of sum up here. We actually never covered all the rest of this, but these are all the opportunities. Actually, I'm going to finish off with the 3 special questions coming up, and then that'll be it for today. And the 3 special questions can help every single person who has a license to trade in real estate make extra money this year, and big time money. Just read our testimonials. Now, you'll notice that there's 75% of the listings here on ICI World are not on MLS. They're exclusive, and you can do FSBOs, assignments, postings, and more. In a moment, you can get your phone ready. By the way, we have 2 databases here. One database as a source of listings is a public database where the customers can post information free, but only the members can read it. And when the members post information, that's why you want to be a member, is advertise your information so the public can click on the message numbers, see your contact information, give you a call, make an appointment, go show the property so you make some money. We do both commercial and residential, and this is a big thing because we started commercial for 20 years, and it was only a few years ago that we really lowered it so that you can put any kind of residential properties on ICI World, and every single broker kind of likes that idea. We have learned to separate them. Now, there's an example of some of the statistics of what we're doing on a monthly basis for you. And there's some of the statistics that you can see here. Now what I want to get into, there's some of the advertising that we do in the marketplace. You'll see this is at the top of the Mississauga Real Estate Board. There's the Brampton Real Estate Board. We have advertisements that are run there. And so we're getting out to the industry, and this shows you how busy our booth is. There's front page. We do front page advertising on magazines. And this is really good because if somebody sees that advertisement, they go to ICI World, see your listing, give you a call, hop in a car, go show a property, make some money. Bingo. It's that well connected to make it happen. And we're really promoting the ICIWorld.mobi information at the moment. We're absolutely penetrating all areas of the internet for people to find you. The widgets are the most important thing. That's a no-brainer. Every single broker can make money from just simply, we send you an email, put the links on your website, hand it to your website designer, and bingo, the next person that goes to your website can call you. Now, here it is. This is the essence of today's session, how to work exclusive information. And you can do it for all kinds of business. It started out of a book that we read by Bill Gates, At the Speed of Thought. If you can write some thinking down, and this is the thinking, if you know about a FSBO, that's a thought. If you know about somebody who says, I'd like to sell my property, but I don't want to give you a listing, that is a thought. It's not a signed listing. Exclusive. Builders are saying, listen, you bring me in a customer for a new home, and we'll build them a house. You can make an arrangement with the builder to say new home available, custom new homes available. Just make an ad like that and let somebody give you a call. And expired listings, coming for sale. If you got a listing that's coming for sale in another 1, 2, 3 months, there's a way that you can put it on there, coming for sale, $1 million home, mention your area, etc. And there's a lot of people that do not want to put things on MLS. They want to sell it quietly. Businesses, for instance, they don't want their restaurant to be plastered all over the internet for sale. It could be bad for business. Here's the essence of today's session. We're going to be finishing our session in about another 3 minutes. This is it. Take a picture of this. ask these 3 simple questions to people that want to sell their property, and if they say yes, 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 you better come right back to ICI World, join ICI World, and get that information on here. Get it out of the marketplace. Organized real estate people are the best positioned people to hear about things coming for sale before anything gets on the MLS or otherwise. Real estate people are hearing about this stuff all the time. You should be writing it down. It's valuable information, because if you can trigger a buyer for that piece of information, you can put an agreement in place, go show the property, and if you get them together, make $60,000. And that's exactly what's happening. Please read the testimonials, people. Don't believe me. Read the testimonials of people that are doing the deals on ICI World. We're trying to get this message out here. We're putting stuff on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn. And you would think everybody would be swarming around the service to try to get going on it. And I think everybody is so busy. They're all swamped with information. They're suffering information overload, and a lot of people are not making any money because they're just swamped with information. You got to gather the information. Be the gatherers of information. If a licensed real estate broker can gather information, write it down onto a have or a want sheet, which is one of the first things you should print out when you become a member on ICI World. You find somebody, you ask them a question. Are you looking to buy or sell any real estate in the next 1 to 5 years? And if they say yes, bingo, write it down onto a want sheet. And then if anybody wants to sell their property, a FSBO, you ask them, will you pay me a commission if I bring you a buyer? Will you give me a 48-hour exclusive listing once I have a buyer so that I can show the property? Because you don't want to be showing property without having an agreement in place.
Okay, Gary. Okay. Is that all for today? Because
that's it. That's it for today. And the only thing you have to be careful of is in your license, a registrant shall not include anything in an advertisement that can reasonably be used to identify specific real estate unless the owner of real estate has consented in writing. Now I'm going to ask you, Flora, if I said that I had an Esso gas station in Lindsay, am I identifying that property?
Where?
If I said I had an Esso gas station in Lindsay, Ontario, am I identifying that property?
It depends how many.
I'm asking. Okay, so in this, you have 3 choices: yes or no, or I don't know.
Yes, probably.
Okay.
There is only one.
That's right. You're absolutely correct. Good thinking. There's only one gas station in Lindsay, so you're actually identifying the property. So how you advertise it, simply say, branded gas station, 2 hours to Toronto. You got it? No. Now, when somebody calls you on an ad, the first thing they're going to do, they're going to ask you for the address.
Of course.
And then you can make a statement that in this particular case, we have to put an agreement in place first. But if it's okay with you, I'll show it to you on Saturday. You come to my office and I'll make an arrangements for you to see it. And then
no, but I first want to know where is it.
You can tell them the city. You know, if it's a house, a $1 million home, and you can say Mississauga area, you're going to say, well, in this particular case, we have to put an agreement in place first before showing the property or identifying the address of the property. You're going to make that statement to them. You're not going to give them the address. If you give them the address, you're now in contravention of RICO. You must not. Look, if you're going to give an address or identify a property, you must have the consent of the owner in writing. Is that clear?
Yes, but that's not only that. It's just if you give them and then they go by themselves and then you're missing the whole commission thing.
Flora, let's go over that. You're not going to give them the address here, Flora. Do you see this?
Course.
You're not going to, if they ask you where it is, you can say it's in Mississauga, Meadowvale area, that's it. You're not going to say anything else. You are not going to identify the property. Let's be clear on this. If you are going to give an address to somebody, you must have the consent of the owner in writing. Got it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So then when you ask those 3 questions, they call you. What are you going to say on the phone? You've advertised an exclusive listing now. What are you going to say to them? They want to know the address. What are you going to tell them?
We need to sign an agreement first.
Right. You need to even get a listing agreement signed by the owner first, and then you can show it to them, and you'll try to do it for Saturday. And then on Friday, you try to go get yourself in a 48-hour exclusive listing. Okay?
Yes.
Now, does that first listing identify the property, Mississauga Restaurant, 350? Can you identify that restaurant?
No.
No, but if I said it was at the corner of Hurontario and Dundas Street, does it identify the restaurant?
No.
Yes, it does. And the reason it does
Well,
is there could be 3 restaurants at
Dundas,
the corner of
there are
Dundas and
10,
Hurontario. And if
10
there's 3
restaurants on
restaurants,
Dundas.
people can actually end up going direct on you. And you'll be out $35,000. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do. Is that all, or there's something else?
No, if you need to get going, you go. I'm just going to finish up here, and I'll finish up with, and there's some more examples of, these are identifying properties. You want to make sure you don't identify properties, and that's it. You can now go, because I'm just going to sum up here very quickly, but to all intents and purposes, we've covered things with you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Okay,
if you can contact my company with regard to make more buttons for widgets, like separately, worldwide, commercial, residential, all that, exclusive residential, exclusive commercial.
We'll do that for you. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Those are excellent questions that you ask, and I want to thank you for your questions and opportunity to serve you. I'm going to let you go, and we're going to sum up for everyone else.
Should I sign out of the webinar somehow?
You can sign out, yes. You can go up to the top where it says File. As a matter of fact, if you want. Do you want me to hang up for you?
Yes.
Here we go. Goodbye, Flora. Have a great day.
Bye.
And you'll also get a copy of this webinar by email afterwards, okay?
Great. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye now.
Bye.
Oh, share it with other people in your office. You know the sponsorship program, eh? Okay, she's gone. We do have a sponsorship program where if you recommend it to other people, you can actually reduce your membership from $319 to $240, and also the new person joining can actually join for $240. Okay, there's samples of other websites. You can install the widgets on all of those. Another thing that's good to know is websites are like billboards. You can have more than one. They can actually all generate business for you. You only need one business card because you can link your various websites together. Mobile websites are the new internet revolution. If you don't have one, you're missing out. There's a race going on to get our members' websites onto the phones of every single customer they know before everyone else does. Now, you can have the best website in the world, but if you don't promote your website, you're still not going to do any business. So what good is a website without traffic? So we do a monthly webinar, and there's 40 different ways that you can actually promote your website. You can register for that. It comes up every single month. You should also log into your website and check to make sure it's working. We find that some people that have not made money, there's about 2 or 3 reasons why not. One of them is their links are not working. Sometimes even their URLs are not working. We go there and they didn't realize that their website was down. This is like your website. You got to check it every once in a while. It's like a car. It needs an oil change. You got to check it, make sure it's working and everything. Okay. And you should know our pledge that never go longer than 90 days without either doing business or at the very least developing good business relationships with someone that you feel will lead to doing business using the tools. Let us train you how to do it. How do we do that? Well, by the way, hang on one second, let me go back here. There is, if you've gotten this far and you see this code, you can try joining and use that code. It may or may not be available at the time you do it. If it works, you use it. But we have different specials on from time to time. These specials do not last forever. There's always time limits on it. So if there's anything on any one of our videos that may not apply going forward, it is these special little coupon codes that you will find. And this is one of them that you see now. If it works going forward, you can use it. But you might find that it doesn't work, in which case the price will be $319. We also appreciate your feedback survey. There will be a survey that will come to you that if you do answer, we really do appreciate it. It helps us going forward. Okay, was there a question there, Ravinder? Did you need to get going? You can go now if you wish.
I just wanted to check it too. I would like, first of all, I haven't done anything as far as the business is concerned. I'm still trying to use all the tools.
Okay.
But
if you want, you can book a little 30-minute session with me, and I'll go over your membership, and we'll see if you've got 15. You should have 15 opportunities to do business. And I'm going to ask you what you're doing to promote your website. I'd like to know what you're doing to promote your website.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing is I had all the requests from the website leads that I get.
Yes.
And from the TechBox website, whatever the leads I get, I put them. If somebody says I'm looking for this type of property,
Right.
so I go put it wanted in Brampton or Mississauga or Etobicoke, whatever it is,
Very good.
and then faster 30 days, then I do you know
You're
kind of
updating them.
update it. But the only thing was during the past few months, things were very tough. Go to the kind of presentation and then come back with empty hand because every client has their limitations. So the market is different way of moving.
Yes.
So now the new rules have come. We haven't seen any impact as such because it's a very short period.
Mm-hmm.
We are monitoring it as well as then I'm trying to planning or rather I'm planning to put a website with you as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to discuss that with you next week.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is when we finish the session today, I'm going to book a time with you for next week.
Yeah.
And just for anyone listening to this, these sessions are conducted over the internet, no matter where in the world you are located. It's conducted in your office, in your home or business office, over the phone, over the internet at the same time where we're talking with you. And we actually can switch computers so you can see what we're doing, what you're doing. And we actually help you go keystroke by keystroke, showing you how to do these things. And everyone seems to really, really like that. And if you just sort of put yourself in our hands, we'll kind of totally look after you. I'm just going to finish the summary on here, Ravindra, and get this thing recording, and then I'm going to continue talking with you.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you just hold on a moment, I'm just going to kind of there's a summary of some of the things that we do for you. And we hopefully see fit that is basically, there it is. That kind of finishes our session for today. I'm going to bring up our final page, which is a contact page. Let me see right here. And go to the contact page that if people want to get a hold of us, I'm going to click on contact and we'll sort of leave this on the screen. Let's do that there. And there we are there. Hang on one second. How come that's off the screen there? Okay, so we got little things that we have to sort of fix there. I guess it's come down too far. One of our people does some design work and that has come down to the bottom. But anyways, there's our telephone numbers for North America. And you'll see we have a Florida number, we have Vancouver, and other telephone numbers that you can call to get a hold of us. And that completes our session for today. Thanks everyone for their attendance. And if anyone's wishing to call us, we just love serving you. I'm now going to complete this session. There will be a little survey if you don't mind filling in. And this will be provided to everyone by email after the event. It takes about 6 to 8 hours. Let me see if I can find where I can stop this here now. Sharing. Stop the recording. Have a great day and a great weekend.